Good evening.
What was that?
We're good? Are we good now, IT? All right. Good evening. I'd like to call the August 19, 2025 regular Planning Commission meeting to order. Please note this meeting is being hosted through live stream on the city website and by teleconference via Zoom. I'd like to remind the planning commissioners to have their microphones turned on in position so the audience can hear. Director Monique, will we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Worth,
Here.
Commissioner Viramontes,
Here.
Commissioner Hill,
Here.
Commissioner Barahona,
Here.
Chair Beamsterfer,
Here. And we'll go ahead and do flag salute, volleyball invocation. Father God, thank you for bringing us here today, Lord. I pray that you judge our judgment and what we decide and what we approve and deny, Lord. I pray for our city, I pray for our state, and I pray for our country. In your name we pray, amen. Agenda item number 4 is public comment period for items not on the agenda. Are there any members, public, present who would like to make a comment on an item not on the agenda?
I have no items not on the agenda, Chair.
Thank you very much. How about any e-comments?
No e-comments.
All right. Number 5 is the approval of the minutes from the meeting from July 15, 2025. Does the commission have any comments or corrections?
No.
No.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the Planning Commission meeting of July 15, 2025.
I second that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Viramontes. We'll do a roll call. Commissioner Worth,
Aye.
Commissioner Viramontes,
Yes.
Commissioner Hill,
Yes.
Commissioner Barahona,
Yes.
Chair Beamsterfer.
Yes.
That motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Next, we have agenda item 6A with conditional use permit modification. I understand that the staff is requesting the recommendation to continue this item to the next regular meeting on September 2nd, 2025. But before I ask for a motion, I need to open up a public hearing. City Clerk, are there any members of the public that would like to speak on this item?
Chair, there are no public comments.
Okay. City Clerk, are there any members? Okay. No, and with that, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing. And Commissioners, are we needing somebody? from-
This evening, we have, just in case you have any questions, Chair Beamsterfer, our assistant planner, Nathan Morin, is here to answer any questions if you have any questions this evening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any of the Commissioners have questions for the staff?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Hi, my name's Nathan Moore.
Nathan Moore?
Microphone?
Nathan Moore.
Morn? No,
can't
it's
hear you.
not working.
Turn on
The little green light comes on there. There we go. All right.
Hello, Commissioner Hill. My name's Nathan Moore, and I'm assistant planner here at the City of Hemet.
Well, Nathan.
Great, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
I don't have any questions.
There was no questions. Maybe we ask the motion to continue the item to September 2nd meeting.
I motion to continue the item conditional use permit modification 25-003 to the next regulatory scheduled planning commission meeting to be held on September 2nd, 2025 to allow the applicant to be present at the public hearing.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Viramontes, a second by Commissioner Hill. We'll do a roll call. Commissioner Worth,
Aye.
Commissioner Viramontes,
Yes.
Commissioner Hill,
Yes.
Commissioner Barahona,
Yes.
Chair Beamsterfer.
Yes,
That motion passes 5-0.
thank you.
Thank you.
And now 6B, we have tentative track map parcel number 38430. Can we have a report from staff?
Thank you, Chair, members of the Planning Commission, and the community. My name is Monique Alanis Flater, Community Development Director. This is a public hearing for tentative parcel map number 38430. The proposal is in alignment with the Council Strategic Plan integration of quality of life, community engagement, and organizational effectiveness. The applicant is Hillwig Goodrow, Inc., and the property owner is Ramona Plaza 2022 LLC. The project location is Ramona Plaza Shopping Center. And the Ramona Plaza Shopping Center is located at the northeast corner of Florida Avenue and San Jacinto. In accordance with the Hemet Municipal Code, Section 70-1 and the California Subdivision Act, Government Code 66410, the Planning Commission acts as the advisory agency for tentative maps and is authorized to approve, conditionally approve, or disapprove tentative maps of subdivisions prepared and filed pursuant to Chapter 70 and the Subdivision Map Act. So the subject property of the Ramona Plaza Shopping Center is located at the northeast corner of Florida Avenue and San Jacinto Avenue. The zoning of the property is C2 General Commercial. The property has a general plan land use designation of community commercial. The tentative parcel map application was submitted to the city with a request to allow subdivision of 3 parcels into 10 parcels on approximately 7.2 acres within the Ramona Plaza Shopping Center. The site is currently developed as a shopping center with inline commercial buildings totaling 114,027 square feet, including 331 standard parking spaces and 15 accessible parking spaces. Based on historic aerial images and county records, the shopping center was constructed in 1967, and the applicant is proposing multi-ownership through the parcel map application. No expansion of the shopping center is proposed at this time. Surrounding land uses are commercial development to the north and south. North and south. The Bank of Hemet to the east, and the 7-Eleven and KPC Hemet Valley Medical Center to the west. Tenants within the shopping center include Aaron's Furniture, Electronics and Appliance, Grocery Outlet, Bargain Market, Bravo Dental Group, Little Caesars Pizza, Mr. U Donut Shop, Leslie's Pool Supplies, Subway, Planet Fitness, Super Nails and Spa, Dollar Tree, Patty's Rotisserie Chicken, and La Huasteca Cocina, as well as an insurance agency. Access to the existing shopping center is served by 3 driveway approaches on Florida Avenue and 4 driveway approaches on San Jacinto Street. This is the tentative parcel map plan. The tentative parcel map identifies parcels, 10 parcels that would be subdivided. The parcel number 9 would be shared parking for the development, as well as existing parking located behind the buildings at the northeast portion or corner of the property behind the buildings. The applicant has been working diligently with the city in review of the preparation of the draft conditions of approval for the subdivision to ensure that maintenance is considered, as well as looking at subdividing with now currently is one property owner. It would be potentially now subdivided for each building or each business, parcels 1 through 7. And as provided in the draft conditions of approval outlined in your staff report packet, the property owner would be required to construct new driveway approaches along Florida Avenue and San Jacinto Street to meet ADA current requirements, construction of new trash enclosures to meet the demands of the shopping center, restriping of the parking lot with ADA compliant path of travel, and establishment of covenants, conditions, and restrictions, CCNRs, for the shopping center for each future property owner to abide by. This would also include the submission of a master sign program, establishment of architectural review committee for uniform design standards within the center. And the CCNRs will also include maintenance and responsibilities provisions to be reviewed by our city attorney's office. And all conditions of approval must be satisfied prior to the recordation of the final map, which is approved by council. As part of the proposal, the applicant has provided, in addition to the map, they have included a parking lot restripe plan, which will require building permit approval, as well as a trash enclosure plan to provide refuse sufficient for the shopping center. This also this is also an upgrade from the existing condition of the property now. Additionally, the applicant would be required to improve the landscape conditions within the right-of-way to at least the 2011 conditions. Currently, some of the landscaping has been removed on the property and is in need of a refresh. So the applicant this is a condition of approval. The Florida Avenue images that we have on the screen are from the 2011 Google Images. And this is what would be the minimum that we would accept for refresh. So for the newer commissioners that are not familiar with the subdivision findings required, in order to approve a subdivision, there are statutory findings that must be made in support of the subdivision. The proposed map must be consistent generally with our general plan and specific plans. This property is not located within a specific plan. However, it is inconsistent with our general plan and zoning. The existing conditions of the property are relatively non-conforming in terms of parking. However, there are provisions in our code that allow them to, as long as they do not expand the development, can maintain the existing parking conditions. But in this case, they will be improving the site and as well as restriping the parking lot. The site is physically suitable for the type of development. This is an existing shopping center. There are no plans to expand at this time. The site is physically suitable for the proposed development. There is no expansion. So this is a finding that can be made. The the design of the subdivision or the proposed improvement is not, likely to cause substantial environmental damage or substantially unavoidably injure fish or wildlife or their habitat. This is not within an environmentally sensitive location. Therefore, this criteria can be met. The design of the subdivision is not likely to cause public health problems. And again, the conditions of approval will ensure that the health and safety is considered as part of the approval of this subdivision. There are requirements that the design does not conflict with easements that are acquired for the public at large and for access through the use. There are conditions of approval highlighted by our Public Works Engineering Division, which will ensure that the easements of record remain in place, and if there are any conflicts, that those will be addressed through the final map process. And finally, finding number 8 is the design of the subdivision for which the tentative map is required. Shall provide to the extent feasible for future passive or natural heating or cooling opportunities in the subdivision. So these would be more of the newer standards in place, the Green Building Code and our California Building Code. Any new improvements on the property has to comply with our current 2022 Building Code and Green Building Code standards, as well as any future tenant improvements that are proposed by future property owners within their tenant space. The project is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to Section 15301, Class 1K, which consists of the operation, repair, maintenance, permitting, licensing, or minor alteration of existing public or private infrastructure. There is no expansion of the existing or former use. This includes subdivisions of existing commercial or industrial buildings where no physical changes would occur. With that, this concludes my presentation. It is respectfully recommended that the Planning Commission adopt Planning Commission resolution to approve the tentative parcel map based on the findings and subject to conditions of approval, as well as direct staff to file a notice of exemption with the county clerk. I believe the applicant is here this evening to answer questions. Thank you.
Thank you for that presentation, Director Monique. Does the commission have any questions for staff?
Yeah.
We do. All right. We want to start with John down there?
Thank you, Monique, for that. So I got one question, and that is concerning the 2 establishments that are on that corner as well. I think you said it was B of A and Hemet East Medical Center or something like that.
To the west of the property is across the street on San Jacinto, not on that property. Right across the street to the west is the west is the KPC Hemet Valley Medical Center. The catty corner property on the northeast corner of that, what appears to be part of the center, is not part of this subdivision. It is a standalone parcel. The 7-Eleven.
Oh, the 7-Eleven.
It is not part of this request.
Okay. So it's the 7-Eleven and B of A that's on that corner that's not part of this?
Yes, so it's the 7-Eleven and it's the building just to the north
Yeah.
of the property, yes.
Okay. So those 2 establishments, they didn't have any issue with this?
We did not receive any correspondence or objection to the project,
Okay.
the subdivision.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, hey Monique, quick question. Condition 22 states that all overhead utility lines must go underground, and that includes existing utility lines. I haven't been by that area in a while. I don't know if they have any existing utility lines. If they need to bury them under the ground, who's responsible for that cost? I'm assuming the applicant, correct? For the city?
Yes, and the applicant will be, requesting some more information on that condition. They're here this evening, but there is a process which allows a waiver, not a waiver, an in lieu fee. There's an opportunity through our city engineer to be able to receive the opportunity to provide a in lieu fee for undergrounding of the utility easement if there is the burden of the cost, the cost burden is substantial, and that's a determination made by the Public Works Director, City Engineer.
Gotcha. Thank you.
A couple things. Why? What's the benefit?
The applicant is here this evening. I'm sure they could respond to that question.
Okay. Then a couple more items. So the exterior landscape is the right-of-way. Is that privately maintained? Is that, I mean, well, it's not maintained, but what
Yes.
was there, is it?
Yes. So, yeah, so at one point in time, there was landscaping, there's both landscaping on-site and in the right-of-way, but the landscape maintenance has been a concern addressed. They will have to address that. I believe they would have to become part of a landscape maintenance agreement or district. So that would be part of their final mapping process. We weren't able to ascertain that there was a landscape maintenance agreement for that.
So, but there will be a LMD established.
They
with
would
the
have to,
city
yes,
maintained?
they would have to
Gotcha,
as part of
good.
that.
Is there any benefits to the city in regards to tax revenue, having it broken up into separate parcels?
I think it's an opportunity for improvement of the center with more investment in the property. With the regulations and the conditions of approval, there may be opportunity for further upgrades of the center so this is an opportunity.
And then once this is approved, once this gets done, if any of the individual parcels want to expand or change their use type, would that be under a process of a CUP for the individual businesses, or would that be just an application through the city that would go through city staff?
Yes, so depending on the proposed change of use, so the property owner, could lease to whichever tenant as long as they met the zoning criteria for the C2 commercial. However, some uses would require a conditional use permit. If they were to transition the grocery outlet to another grocery store, that would be a like-for-like occupancy. However, there may be instances where a conditional use permit is required.
And that would have been the same without this change?
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, on the CCNRs, how would that, I mean, it doesn't appear like the maintenance has been really well maintained to this point. How would the city, or how would that work in regards to ensuring that the CCNRs are compliant, especially with the maintenance side of things, that they are complied with moving forward? Since we're going to be, it seems like that'd be a lot more problematic, just having to deal with so many multiple individuals or
I think
party owners.
Yeah, I agree that it's also a maintenance issue for all commercial properties in the city. That is really the essence of that. Those CCNRs to ensure that it is enforceable. However, we would not approve the final map until those CCNRs are prepared and that we have more certainty as to how the property would be managed by multi-tenantship.
Yeah, I see this as an opportunity to help, both, like, save some opportunity for the center to attract and get more investment, and then also for the city to be able to, kind of help improve the downtown section there. So, thank you very much, Director Monica. No further questions.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to kind of piggyback off of what Commissioner Worth said about the CCNR, and something we already kind of know is when we start having multiple ownership for a same parking lot, it becomes harder to get everybody as a whole to work as a team if there's a certain problem. And so my question is, it's too bad we couldn't see the CCNR, but in the CCNR, are there any repercussions if they don't cooperate? If, what can the city do in order to make this a little bit stricter compared to other lots that are, have let their parking lots going away, and it's harder to kind of get these guys to work together to fix it? What is the city going to be doing with the CCNR overall to kind of not make these kind of same
Yeah.
mistakes happen?
We would, as part of the CCNRs, they would have to have their, essentially their HOA, where they would be responsible as a whole, with common interest in the parking lot and ensuring they still have to comply with certain criteria, which is why we also incorporated conditions for ADA sidewalks and parking lot restripe and ADA accessibility for prior to final map. Because we do know we want to make sure that that's done up front rather than later. I think it becomes more of a code enforcement action depending on who would be in violation. Typically, CCNRs are regulated by the ownership, and it's a civil matter if there becomes an issue amongst the businesses. So the shared parking would have to be a shared parking agreement. There's a shared parking agreement through the site, but again, it's a code enforcement if it becomes an issue, which the city would have the opportunity to enforce regulations that are codified in our ordinances.
Okay. And then that one space that we are referring to north, I think it's a medical supply store. It used to be, and now it's something else. It's not the gas station, but the one north of it that's separately privately owned. Now they share the same parking lot in a way, but I know there's two entrances on San Jacinto Street, one on that parcel, that little lot, and then one into the main parking lot that the rest of the shopping center's in. Have they reached out to that owner to see if they can work something out by re-slurring the road there as well, so the whole parking lot as a whole is uniform? Or are they just gonna cause that's kind of a beat up little parking lot spot right there.
Yeah, the applicant is here this evening, and maybe we could clarify if, as part of the parking lot restripe, that if it's included as part of their the subdivision. However, I don't know if they've reached out to that tenant or to that business owner.
And there's no easement issues with parceling this off.
It has been reviewed by our engineering division, and they have, that is why the conditions of approval have been incorporated into it to ensure that there are no easement issues. I also did want to mention that we did look at existing infrastructure that's being able to be served for the site as well. That there would be, if there were any conflicts, that would be addressed through the final map process.
Okay. Any other questions for staff?
Yeah, I have a follow-up. Yeah, Monique, I have a follow-up question. With the CCNRs and enforcement of that, I mean, I would imagine there could be a scenario where one tenant is laxing and trying to take care of their property. Wouldn't code enforcement be able to get involved and bring this person back up to code? Yes or no?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so the improvements would be completed up front prior to final map in
Yeah.
terms of parking lot improvements. So everybody will have a clean slate to start with. Code enforcement issues could be related to the actual use itself, maybe calls for service or hours, the hours of operation or how the uses. But there's actually existing security on the property now. But any issues related to uses or code violations are already in place today. Should there be an issue with a code violation?
Okay, but 5 years, 7 years down the road, they get an owner that doesn't adhere to the CCNRs, and code enforcement could get involved and bring them up to code.
They certainly could, depending upon what the extent of the issue is. If it's an actual code violation, or
Yes.
if it's a civil. Sometimes, in some cases, it's also a civil dispute. However, if it's a physical condition
Yes,
that is not compliant
yes.
with our current standards, or like, such as like, maybe there's broken windows, in front of their tenant space. They
Yeah.
would have to, bring that up. They would have to replace the windows. Physical conditions or building code, regulations that need to be upgraded, based on whoever the tenant is.
Right,
at the
okay.
time.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
And a quick question, by restriping, does that just mean repainting the lines of the parking lots? Or like what is the definition of that?
They're gonna slurry seal the parking lot. They'll refresh that. They'll add the restriping, the ADA accessible pedestrian path to travel throughout the site. It would have to comply with our city's building division's criteria for parking lot rehabilitation.
Gotcha, thank you.
I have one kind of a weird question though, but if we are parceling off in different plots, and they go to apply for something, let's just say alcohol, and you go from property line to location where they can sell or they cannot sell, does that apply with the property line of the entire parking lot or the property line of each different unit and the measurements from that property line?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Yes, it would be from, typically the way that it's written in our code is from property line. This has become quite the issue, with conditional use permits and the, separation requirements that we have. In some cities, in some jurisdictions, they will measure from either as the crow flies from the actual business, or not necessarily measuring from the property line or to the closest path to travel to the sensitive uses. However, yes, in this case, wherever they would be, it would be based off their parcel boundary, and the radius would be measured from their property line boundary.
So they can, like property plot 1, which is the RCA center, can eventually apply to try to be a bar because they're further away from housing compared to plot number 7, let's just say, it was closer to the housing. That's what I'm trying to refer to.
Yes.
Are we going to run into these kind of issues?
Well, depending on what they're proposing, and it still has to go through, should it be require planning commission approval, it would still have to be noticed, and the property owners within 500 feet of that area will be notified, including the other tenants, the other parcels would be notified. Whether or not it would be an issue, I'm not sure how that would be an untested scenario.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions for staff before we open up public hearing? Okay. Thank you, Director Monique.
Thank you.
With that, we're going to go ahead and open up public hearing and ask the applicant to come up to the podium.
Thank you, Monique.
Thank you.
If you can just state your name and if you'd like to answer some of the questions we have, up to you.
Sure. My name is Brad Hillwig with Hillwig Goodrow. I think one of the questions you had was, what is the purpose of this? The developer has found that by creating parcels for these businesses, it's more marketable to new businesses. He can attract, different groups. He can basically make it so that it's more appealing to other businesses that want opportunity within the city. The other, I think you had a question about.
I'm sorry, real quick, can I
Oh, I'm sorry.
follow up to that?
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it because they're going to own them?
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct. They
so
have
the
more.
idea is to
They have more
subdivide and
stake
sell.
in the property. Yeah.
So they're gonna. So it's not a lease or anything like that. The intention is to sell these off.
Yeah. He
individually.
doesn't have anybody lined up that we know of. It's just it gives him the opportunity to do
Gotcha.
so. Yes.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
it just gives them more investment in the land.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
And then you had a question about.
I think about contacting that one parcel that shares your parking lot.
Yes. There is actually a shared use agreement on the east side of that property, so their parking lot actually will be improved. because they do already have an easement that exists to share parking.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the north side? It looks like the property, there's two driveways right there. It looks like
Correct.
the driveway closest to them is part of theirs.
No, it's actually on our property.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yes, yes.
So
So
that-
all driveways will be improved.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry, the parking lot will be improved. The driveways on San Jacinto are already to current ADA code.
Mm-hmm.
They were improved 2 or 3 years ago. So that area will all be taken care of.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant?
Yeah, a couple questions. Number one, I know you guys have some giant palm trees there. Now, I saw one of the conditions like replanting and stuff like that. Are you guys getting rid of those palm trees or taking them out or?
No, whatever the city wants us to do
Nice.
is, if they want them kept, we'll keep them. Whatever they want planted along the street right of way, we will plant that as well.
Gotcha,
So,
okay.
yeah,
And
whatever
then-
the city wants to see on that frontage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then second one, I know that they're opening up a second Planet Fitness here, I guess, South Hemet or West Hemet.
Okay.
Are there plans to closing that one and that property?
I don't know anything about
Okay.
any of the businesses.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Good. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
And with that, is there any members of the public that would like to make a comment on this item?
Thank you, Chair. I have Andrew Kolyak.
Good evening, Chairman and Commission and staff. I just wanted to speak on this as a local business owner in this area. This is the central part of your business district in the city of Hemet. You have the bank down there, you have attorneys, you have CPAs, you have doctors, dentists, several different types of businesses that are right there. This is the only shopping center in your downtown area of this size. This is a significant area. As stated, when I was there as a kid, it was in its heyday. It is definitely not today. It's dilapidated. Through that area, of course, we have our homeless that go to the county facilities down State Street, North State Street, coming through there. Consistently, we have Little Caesar pizza boxes, right, that the homeless are feeding and eating out of. And then the same thing with the grocery store, the boxes to sleep on. They're accessing a lot of that trash from the alleyway. Normally, when somebody wants to split up something, they want to make a profit off it and make it more marketable. You can sell it for a higher premium than something large, just like acreage, right? 1 acre versus 100 acres. So normally we would be against this. However, where the city of Hemet is strategically, we think this is an opportunity to really reimagine and reinvigorate to strategically Hemet. Normally when you subdivide, you can bring something up to the current development standards. So those development standards, right, should include fire, it should include your transportation, circulation, right? All those entrances are unsafe. Your police are down there all the time hitting people, being called down there. Modernization, the landscaping standards, you guys hit on this. Same thing, right? If you think of where Alta is, what the city did, beautiful, right? Or Menifee, other cities, to raise your landscaping and make it attractive to other businesses. This is that opportunity once in a lifetime maybe to reimagine that center and modernize it as the central part of the downtown area. And of course, lighting, right? Lighting for safety, those sort of big things. And you said signage already. So, we would support more stringent and a higher level of requirements to really raise that up and bring it back into its glory and make it kind of like a trophy downtown and make it attractive to the right businesses, not the wrong businesses where you're going to have different owners. Mountain Shadows RV Park by the airport, that's a RV park that sold separate lots and your police are there all the time. It's problematic because of all the individual owners, right? So if we're going to go that direction, we ask that you raise the standards. You're asking a lot of the right questions. I hear several of you doing that. So this is an opportunity, and I think your community would support it if it was done the right way and the standards were raised and it looked really nice and was easy to access and there wasn't accidents and it wasn't attracting the wrong people into a key part of your business district where the less professionals are kind of hanging out in the community on that side. That's all I have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Any other public?
Chair, there are no further public comments.
All right, any e-comments out there?
No further e-comments either.
All right, thank you. With that, we're going to go ahead and close public hearing. All right, discussions? If not, may I ask for entertain a motion?
I think it's pretty cool that we're doing this, just like Andrew talked about, and I like the fact that they're going to that the trash enclosures are getting improved along with this. So I think this is really a good idea. Appreciate this.
It, and maybe I missed it, but to Mr. Kayak's point on the lighting, is that part of the COAs? Is there,
At this time, we're not conditioning lighting improvements. However, prior to the final map, the property owner will schedule a crime prevention through environmental design (CPTED) assessment with the Hemet Police Department to identify any security and safety measures, which could include lighting upgrades potentially.
okay. Yeah, that's a great point. That seems to be a consistent issue, like the shopping center on the southwest corner of State and Stetson. The lighting was an issue. It seems to be a common issue. And then also, I just want to kind of reinforce that on the LMD side of the landscape on the perimeter there, that the city, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of opportunity because there's just nothing but a couple little tree wells. But perhaps there's a way to that block wall there, and maybe making sure that the full public right of way is as part of that LMD is redesigned and conditioned to be something nice. So I would it's already in there, but just to make sure that it's not just that from the COA it said just replace the trees in those tree wells, but if it's going to be an LMD, that maybe it should be a little more than just putting trees in the existing holes. So yeah, I remember years ago, Thrifty ice cream, 15 cents for a single, 30 for a double, and 45 for a triple. It's like 2 something now for a single. Not there, but at a different one. But anyways, no, I agree. I think it's I think it's a neat opportunity to both kind of a win-win. You get some more value opportunity for the site, and then also the city has an opportunity to improve it. So I'm in support.
Yeah, I think it's good to see that shopping center is going to get an upgrade, especially if it comes with lighting. I know, Planet Fitness is a 24-hour gym. Yeah, that parking lot's a little run down, especially the driveways, going in and out. So it's good to see that, they're going to take those steps to fix all that. I'm definitely in support.
Well, with that, I'll make a recommendation to adopt Planning Commission resolution to approve tentative parcel map TPM 38340 for finance and conveyance purposes based on the findings and exhibits and subject to the attached conditions of approval. And secondly, direct staff to file a notice of exemption with the county clerk.
Second.
Chair, can I just clarify, this is the parcel map, there was a typo in the agenda. It's not a conveyance map, it is a tentative parcel map, and I apologize for that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Viramontes. Did I hear that correctly? Second Worth, excuse me. Second by Commissioner Worth. We'll do a roll call. Commissioner Worth.
Aye.
Commissioner Viramontes.
Yes.
Commissioner Hill.
Yes.
Commissioner Barahona.
Yes.
Chair Beamsterfer.
Yes.
That motion passes 5-0.
All right, and now we're moving on to department reports. City Attorney Leo Sawari, any reports?
Thank you, Chair. I'll be providing a mini update to a legislation, particularly it will be SB 330 at the next meeting.
Oh, okay. Oh, boy. All right.
8B, Community Development Reports, Director Monique.
Thank you, Chair. I did want to share with the commission, and especially I want to welcome our new planning commissioner appointed, Claudia Barahona. Welcome to the Planning Commission. And wanted to share the opportunity that there is going to be a planning commissioner workshop hosted by Inland Empire Section American Planning Association on September 4th, 2025, from 6 to 9 p.m. It will be at the Staybridge Suites in Eastville. If any of the commissioners are interested, please let me know right away, and I can try to register a spot for you for September 4th, 2025. It's from 6 to 9 p.m.
And where's the location?
It is going to be at the Staybridge Suites in Eastville, and more information can be provided if you are interested, and we can accommodate your registration. However, I would note they're saying that it is running, they're getting close to being full capacity. So if you are interested, please let me know, and I will make sure we register you.
Thank you very much. And moving on to future agenda items, Director Monique.
We do have, as promised before, but we are getting closer. Dosner Organic Farms administrative use permit is coming forward at the next Planning Commission meeting. We also have the McDonald's drive-through also coming forward in the next month.
All right, and future Planning Commissioners reports, Director Monique.
Commissioner Worth?
The only thing I need to report is I will be out of town September 2nd, so I will not be able to attend in person for the next Planning Commission meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Viramontes?
I'll report that I'll be out of town October 21st.
Thank you. Commissioner Barahona?
I don't have anything at this time.
Thank you. And are we, I just want to make sure that we are pronouncing your name correctly. Please let me know if it's not correct.
Yes, it's Barahona. Thank you.
Barahona,
Yes.
thank you. Commissioner Hill?
I have nothing to report, and I will be here for the next meeting.
Good enough.
Thank you. Chair Beamsterfer?
Welcome on board, Commissioner Barahona. And just a couple things. I know the city approved, the council approved last week, the new audio and visual that we'll be having at the new chambers. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to be able to hear each other a lot better, and as well as the public will be able to see us and hear us a lot better as well. So I'm excited about that. Tomorrow night is the August Nights for San Jacinto. That's, again, if you haven't been able to go out there, they have live music and a couple food trucks out there, and they light up the trees at night. So it's a nice time to get out and get some fresh air. Just a quick story that I had. We haven't had a meeting in a while, but a friend of mine's car got stolen in San Jacinto about a month ago, and he called to tell me about what happened. And I told him to contact him at PD with the license plate number and let them know as well that the car is stolen. And which, in a few hours, I got a call from him at PD with one of the cameras detected the license plate over by Rocky K Ranch, and they were able to get the car back with no damages done, and they pressed charges against the person that stole the car. But the bottom line is I was really impressed how fast him at PD's system was able to pick up a stolen car in the same day in a few hours and be able to get that car back. So, congrats, kudos to him at PD, and their system that they're using is working. And other than that, nothing else to report. And with that, we're going to go ahead and adjourn the Planning Commission meeting to September 2nd, 2025 at 6 p.m.